All right, we're gonna put a clutch in. Ah, here we go. You take the disc, slide your guide tool through it, stick it up against your pressure plate with the hub of the disc facing the pressure plate, and you slide it up here, and the center tool here, the alignment tool, will hold it in place. Pretty slick, huh? Now, where's the hole that we have to worry about? Right there. Okay, let's see if we can get this to start. Yeah, I know. Well, here we go. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding, right? Okay, so that fits there, and you keep all your fasteners in a Ziploc plastic bag until you need them, like right here. And what you do is you put them in as you need them. Now, what I'm going to do here is this one, I don't have enough, come on, honey. Oh, man, I don't have enough hands to do this well. So what we'll do, the first thing you should do is prepare yourself better than I did. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is you have to have, with these ARPs, you got to have a washer and a bolt. And there's a chamfer on the inside of that washer. And you got to make sure that the chamfer's facing the bolt head. Woo! All right, we're going to pour these out on the ground because this is just way too much struggle. There we go. Okay. So we take a bolt. We put a tiny amount of oil on it, about halfway up the thread. Alright, because you don't want it dripping down into the clutch while you're putting stuff together. Okay, like that. That should line up. You're not supposed to use an impact. Alright, I got all the bolts started, and I've spun them with the tool you're not supposed to use. Now remember, I have carpal tunnel, so I have an excuse. So what you do is you have to work these bolts down, not necessarily in a pattern, but you can only do them a couple turns at a time, because this bolt here is going to start moving just these fingers and not the rest. You don't want to torque things out of shape, so you just go a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. You know, you get the drift. I'm only doing a couple of turns, maybe a couple of turns. And you want this to be as centered as possible as it starts to tighten down. Now that wasn't even close to being flat, was it? Okay, so that's a very nice fit. Nice and smooth, but what we're not going to do is we're not going to make any assumptions. Yeah, I can't see in there. I'm kidding myself. Okay, all right. Now let's keep going. You can see the gap in the fingers between the pressure plate and the fingers starting to appear now. That was a little too much. Don't get me wrong, this is a lot faster and easier on my hands, but holding this stupid thing up above your head is still a lot of work. And you keep checking this thing, it's smooth as glass. See that little wiggle? It's lined up real well. You can see the gap here is getting, fairly even. All right, so you just get it till it bottoms, just until the bolts bottom, and these fingers will be almost dead flat. Before they were like this, and now they're just pointed right at each other. So now we take out our magic torque meter, and it's supposed to be, the manufacturer of the bolt says 25, the factory, Jeep factory, says 23, and we know this one's going to get 2.5 more. So I'm going to follow the factory recommendation at 23, 22.5, 23. We'll go to about maybe 10 first, just to make sure we're all close to the same value. Wow, some of these are already there or more. Okay, so that's one of the hazards of using a power tool when you're not supposed to. Just kiss it. There we go. Alright. So, there's about 10 or 12. Let's see if I can get this one here. That's way too loose now. It's 10. Well, I over-loosened that one a bit. Okay, there's 10. Alright. Let's go around here and see if I overdid any more of them. Nope, that one's about 5 left is all 20 pounds, 20 pounds. This one is close. Did you see the engine turn? Okay, so we're between 15 and 20 pounds on each one. This thing is nicely lined up and straight. We're going to use a dowel pin in 2 places to help guide this in place when that magic day comes. Okay, so we need to be 23 foot-pounds. We'll start with the top one. How about if I do this and come back? It's going to bore you guys to death. Can you see the huge difference? Now they're all torqued. Yeah, that's kind of a joke. Alright, so this one has our X by it, and it instead of 23, it got 25-ish pounds. So, okay, they're all torqued to spec. They had a tiny drop of oil on them. Not even a whole drop, maybe a third of a drop. And this is smooth as silk. So when we put all this together, I think we're going to use, I forget which 2 holes. The bell housing has a couple of holes that are ovaled out a little bit, but we might still use maybe, I think it's this one up here and this one here. Anyway, I got to cut those and put them in at some point, and then we will be ready to put this back together. All the fingers are nicely spaced and aimed right at each other. Our alignment tool is perfect. Our torque is perfect. Those bolts were stretched. I think I showed them to you in a previous video. So new ones are worth their weight in gold. Alright, that's it for now. The clutch is in. Let's see what else. Let me spin you guys around and show you what else I had to do. Sorry for that sloppy shooting. Okay, so there's the splines. I took solvent and a rag and I cleaned every single spline by hand. That's so it engages properly. And then you put fresh glue on it. Fresh glue. Yeah, do that, put glue on it. Fresh grease. And then the clutch disc will slide on there really well. I should have used the disc to help spread the grease around, but I wanted to get it bolted on. So all we have to do is put the clutch arm, what do they call that? They don't call it a fork anymore. The release arm in there. Put it in there, put some grease on the ball over there to your right. And, ooh, can you even see it? Yeah, there you go. See the ball? Right there. Yeah, so we put all that in there, and then this bad boy is ready to slide into place. I took the housing off so I could clean that, and then I cleaned the surfaces and torqued all the bolts back. Excuse me. We're almost ready to put this thing back together. I need a drink. See you guys.